we're going to transform this simple looking wine glass into something that's beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. We're going to cut out 2 rows from this to wrap it around the wine glass. And as we're cutting, I'm just leaving some extra space for the hot glue. Try and cut it as close as possible to the bling bead so that you don't see too much of these little stragglers. So it fits. So now we're going to make some danglies to make it extra fancy. I'm gonna try to start cutting some strips to put along the length of the trim, and just randomly start placing them, knowing that I'm going to be alternating between the 2 sizes of the hearts. So next we're gonna be cutting 4 more of the bigger hearts, and these bigger hearts are made with the trim, which has 5 rows of bling and 4 at the top. And we're going to use the middle as your measurement. And from that middle, cut diagonally on both sides. Then for the top, we're just going to get rid of this middle bling to create the heart shape. Making sure to cut off any of those little tiny flying specks so that you can have a clean shape. Looking at the design all together, so I have my bigger hearts already, which I love the way they came out. I think it's gonna look super fancy and elegant. But then for the smaller ones, I was gonna do hearts as well, but I think I'm actually gonna do diamonds. Cutting 2 rows, so 2 by 2s. And then when we place it, we'll just put it diagonally. I'm gonna be trying to glue the hearts and the little small decorations that I made to their respective strings. And I'm just using a little dab of glue. I would recommend keeping your string straight and grabbing the piece and then bringing the piece to the strip, so that way it comes out straight. So you can see on this one, I didn't do it that way, so it came out a little crooked. Now that I glued all the smaller parts to the strings, we're going to attach the strings to the main trim area. And I am actually going to have the bigger piece go on top because I think it's going to give it a cleaner look. After gluing the first one, I just kind of put it over the top of my wine glass. And I think if this was a mug, this would be fine, but I actually don't like how long it is. I think it looks a little too awkward. So I'm actually going to probably cut it so that it's more over here. I think it'll look prettier. Now I'm gonna cut all of the longer pieces to match this, and then cut what used to be my shorter pieces to about here. I hate wasting, but I think it would be an even bigger waste if I don't rectify, so that I can have a product or an item that I actually like. Now we have our shorter guide and our longer one. As you continue to glue the pieces, it's important that you keep it in the same layout, because otherwise then you're gonna get really mixed up on where things are supposed to be. So try to resist the temptation of moving the actual strip to the side as you keep working. Just keep yourself moving. So now that all of the little pieces are attached to the strip, now I'm going to add it to the actual wine glass itself. I want it to be just a little bit, about an inch away from the tip. Keep on adding some glue every little bit. Don't add a whole bunch, just enough to keep it in place. And keep checking to make sure that your edges are going to match so it doesn't look off by a lot. The important thing is for you to be happy with the project and make it with love, make it something that you enjoy. Not everything has to be perfect. Well, nothing has to be perfect. Perfection's just an idea, but it's not what defines what makes something good or not. Now the next step is that we're gonna be adding some bows on it to make it extra girly and feminine. So let's do that. So to make the bow, we're just gonna grab a pink ribbon and estimate where we want to close it up and how big we want it to be. Once you're satisfied with it, grab your hot glue, give it a little dot, press it, and while you have it where you want it, go ahead and add another little bit of glue and press it down at the center. I do want it to be slightly smaller than the other one, so I'm just measuring it out. At this point, once you have your bows, then you can grab another piece of the ribbon to make the backing. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cute. So we're gonna make 3 more of these. It's going to glue them in a triangle here on my wine glass. And now that I have those two, then I can use it as a reference for my third and last one. I always like to put my end of the bow wrap towards the bottom so that it looks better. And there we go. And now we have a fancy girly wine glass. And if you want to learn how to create a beautiful organization board, go ahead and watch this video right here so you can create something beautiful. Inspiration can always be found everywhere, and hopefully you'll stick around and like and subscribe so you can get some more from my mom and I. Thanks for watching.